Well, late but still great, Microsoft is the latest game maker to join the all-new price wars. This is what the industry wanted. Take-Two's $100 ask was not a lone one. We've seen that the entire industry was behind this. Video games have been stuck at $50 to $60 for a couple decades, and these companies want more money. I can give Nintendo credit for one thing. They were honest and upfront about it. While other people are going to lie to you about inflation, Doug Bowser said point blank, they're charging people this amount of money because they simply believe their product is worth it. While these companies are getting record profits, some people are going to tell you these companies will go under unless they increase prices. No one expected Switch 2 to be the same price as Switch 1, as it had more and better components in it. But raising the price on games, when manufacturing games is way cheaper than it was in the 80s and 90s due to digital sales, just isn't justified. Talking about game budgets, that's a personal problem. No one is forcing you to make $500 million games when there are wildly successful games costing a fraction of that. These companies aren't hanging on by a thread selling games at $60. They simply see the profit potential of higher prices and they're going for it. They're looking at the money games like Call of Duty, Roblox, and the Hoyoverse games are making, and they want in. I'm honestly not mad at any of these companies for doing business. The goal of any business is to increase profits. As a customer, however, their profits don't put any money in my bank account. My goal is to get the best deal for the items I value. Not only am I not going to pay $80 or more for games, I don't have to pay this amount, and neither do you. The most powerful weapon in negotiations is the ability and willingness to walk away from the table. We can put a stop to these price shenanigans from these companies, and it wouldn't even be difficult. Do you need a new video game system? And do you need it right now? I get it. The pull of consumerism is strong. But this isn't food or water. It's a non-essential form of entertainment. What if you decided to work on your backlog for a year and reconsider buying the new generation of games next year? It would send these companies into a panic, and they will be forced to lower prices. As I pointed out, it's been done before. We have more control over this than we realize. In fact, we have all the control. All we need is some patience and some discipline. Will many people most likely eat from the hand of these companies? Probably. If that's the case, don't complain about higher prices. Just smile and open your wallet. Soon you'll be paying more for your video games. As you have communicated, they can charge whatever they want. Some are telling you you can just buy whatever you want and then complain about it. And then they'll cite how complaining made Game Freak make a better Pokemon game with Pokemon ZA. Game Freak doesn't care about your complaints, but they do care about competition, which came in the form of Pow World. There's plenty of games out there which have ripped off Nintendo games and Nintendo hasn't gone after them. Why? Because they're not challenging their IP's place in the market. Pow World is. Call it the bastard child of Pokemon and Fortnite if you want. It poses a threat to Nintendo's most lucrative franchise. In the end, however, people will make their own purchasing decisions. But what I want to be made crystal clear in this discussion is you do not have to accept these price points and can demand change and get change. If you decide to pay $80 or $100 for games, it's not because Nintendo or any other company value their games at that price. It's because you value those games at that price. After the $50 Mario Kart bundle deal goes away in the fall, we'll find out if the consumer agrees with Nintendo's value assessment. These companies are doing this right in your face and betting you'll just bow down. Are they right? Will you be a good little consumer and just consume product and be excited for next product? Or will you take a stand and demand these companies do right by you? I want to Switch too, but I'm not paying these game prices. Right now, they have the bundle sales going on, and there are ways to lower the price. But that's not going to last. When prices normalize, we're stuck with these ridiculous prices for games, and they're only going to get higher if we capitulate to these price hikes. I may end up getting a Switch 2 sometime down the line when prices go down. If they don't, well, maybe not. I don't want to pay $80 for games. Do you? If you go out and buy these games at those prices, you're saying you want to pay that much for your games. I will fight against anyone who says this is the way it is and we just need to accept it. No, you're wrong. You do not have to accept this and can change it. If you bow down, don't blame these companies for higher prices. The person to blame is the person you see in the mirror. The manufacturer does not determine the price of goods and services. The consumer does. If GTA 6 ends up being successful, Take-Two didn't say GTA 6 is worth $100. You did. It's not your responsibility to save these companies' finances. It's your responsibility to look for a fair deal for goods and services. I'm not telling you to never buy a Switch 2. I'm telling you to hold off on purchasing one until prices come back down to earth. These companies are all testing you to see if you will bear their higher prices. If you reject them by not buying, they will back down. For those who want Mario Kart, go ahead and purchase now because $50 is a steal for brand spanking new Mario Kart. When that promotion ends in the fall, don't give these companies your money. None of these companies will go under selling their games at $60. They simply believe their products are worth more than they're getting. You can stop this, or you can fan the flames of corporate greed. The price of games will not be determined by Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, Valve, or Take-Two. They will be determined by you.